At a House hearing, Secretary Marco Rubio kept it real. The war in Ukraine and Russia isn't going to end with one side winning. It's stuck, and people are still dying.
Well, first, the state of play, I think, is as follows, and that is that Russia wants what they do not have. They want to conquer lands they do not currently occupy, and Ukraine wants what they cannot get, which is pushing Russia all the way back to the lines in 2014 or even before that when the previous incursions happened. And so what we have here basically is in many ways a protracted stalemated conflict in which people are dying every day. And in fact, that's why you're seeing these long-range strikes. Since they can only make small advances in one direction or another on the front lines, they launch UAVs and they launch drones and they launch rockets into populated areas far from the battlefield and inflict tremendous harm as we see every single night.
He's clear. This war's not ending with a military win. It'll end with a deal, and the sooner that happens, the fewer people get hurt.
This war will end at some point in a negotiated settlement. And the question is, when does that happen? The sooner it happens, the less people will die, the less destruction there's going to be. It has to be a negotiated settlement to a peace that is sustainable, not a peace that lasts for 3 years and then restarts another war. In order to get to that peace, in order to get to that negotiation, you have to be able to talk to both sides. And both sides are going to have to make concessions. As hard as that sounds, both sides are going to have to give up things they want and give the other side things they want. That's the way negotiations work.
Rubio also warns Russia. U.S. sanctions are still active, and if peace talks stall, more could be coming, either from the president or from Congress.
Number one, that the president retains sanctions authorities that he has not yet used. All the current sanctions remain in place. None of the sanctions that were in place on the day he became president have been lifted. But there are additional sanctions, and he's alluded to those. And the others, which I and others have directly reminded the Russians of, is there's a congressional effort to impose sanctions, which at some point in time Congress will lose its patience with the pace of advances on a peace deal and may very well impose sanctions that in some ways are even more crippling than what the president could do on his own. But we hope we can have a peace deal. Again, it's difficult. The Russians are supposed to produce a document or a memorandum of peace, as they've called it, in the next few days that will outline what they will require for a ceasefire that could then lead to a broader negotiation and then a final settlement. And I think we'll learn a lot from what that memorandum of peace contains. If it's reasonable, then I think we've made progress. If it's not, then I think we're not any closer here, and the president will have options available to him. Let's hope it's the former, not the latter.
Thank you very much. That's very helpful.